Hello everybody, this is Noah, and I would like you guys to give me a like on this video if you are ready to fight the boss of the Arbiter's ground, Stallord. This giant skeleton is the remains of a beast from long ago that has been left in place here in the Arbiter's grounds. However, he will not be dead for much longer, as Zant is about to reanimate him and bring him back to life in his skeleton form. So when you enter the boss door, you'll just have to roll down here and you'll find this giant skeleton laying there. Got a head with some horns on it and some claws, and then Zant appears. And Zant just kind of expresses kind of like, why are you alive? He's kind of unsure. He figured that he had taken care of you at the end of the water temple, but that was not the case, obviously. And he brings out a sword which he stabs into the skull's head, per se. This brings the entire monster back to life, which will make for an interesting boss fight. He then disappears because he's not man enough to fight us himself, and he has to have giant skeletons with glowing pink/red eyes fight for him. So Stallord will come to life here and is quite an impressive sized monster. And here you go. There's no like skin or anything, it's just the skeletal remains of this guy. But as you can see, there's a bunch of arrows and stuff in him, so it took quite a bit to take this guy down when he was still alive. But for now, it's Stallord. The first thing you have to do is just kind of roll back up here and use your spinner to attach to the grind holes that are along the wall, and you just have to jump off and then jump into his spinal cord, his vertebrae. This will knock it off and shrink him down a little bit into the sand, and you just have to get back on. I like how it puts you back on there automatically, but this is a really easy part. The hardest thing is just trying to avoid these knights that will appear and get in your way. You just bounce off them. If you press A and jump into him, he will spin and kind of like take him out. So you just have to keep trying until you can get back to his vertebrae and knock another one out. So I've got 2 down. There's 1 more to go before this part of the boss fight is over. And while doing this, you also have to avoid his poison spit that he spews out. And you have to avoid kind of like the spinner traps that are going around, like right there that almost hit me. And that one. So I'm going to just spin around, try and jump off. It takes me a couple of tries because these damn knights keep getting in my way. See, if you jump, you can take them out. But they keep coming back. You can't get rid of all of them. So, I have to get back up here to this. Almost get hit. Nice dodge move. I should be in the Matrix. And get back on and repeat the process. Once again, there's only 1 more hit left. You just have to get good timing and kind of get lucky and hope that these guys aren't in your way. Eventually, you'll get an opening. It's just, again, kind of luck. That guy bounced me right back into the spit, which is kind of unlucky. Not what I'm needing right now. Use that guy as a pinball and bounce right back on. And almost got it. This part's really annoying just because you have to just find a random hole and opening. Hope you can get it. And this worked right there. So you'll smash through his last vertebrae that's keeping him up over the sand, and it will knock him down. He'll fall down, seemingly re-dead. No Zelda joke intended, he's not a re-dead, but he's just dead again, as it seems. And he sinks into the quicksand, and the sand level lowers throughout the room. You normally think that this is the end of the boss fight, as most Zelda fights kind of end like that, but this is not the end. As you go back towards the middle, there's a gear spot. Just spin in it, as we did earlier in the dungeon, and that will cause this huge middle platform to rise back up. And as it's rising, you can see there's a bunch of holes in the wall for you to use your spinner on. That'll kind of take you up. Once you get all the way to the top, the real fun part of this boss fight begins. Stallord is not dead, but he no longer has a body. You just have his flying head. And he's pretty pissed off at you now, so he's going to knock you right off. Somehow for no damage. And you just have to jump into the gear slot and work your way up. As you're going up, he will you eventually catch up to him, as you'll see just here in a second. And when you do, he will start to fire fireballs at you. You just have to jump side to side. You gotta aim it right, or he's gonna smack you. So you gotta want to wait for him to start to shoot it, but not, and then just jump to the other side. When that happens, you get to jump into him. When he gets parallel to you, you gotta jump sideways into him, which will stun him, and then attack the sword that is in his head that Zant put in there. That's pretty much how you defeat him. You just have to repeat. As he takes damage, it will get increasingly more difficult. There will be more of those spinner traps that are going around the wall, as you can see above me right there and below me, and you just have to jump side to side to avoid them. Now this one I had a little bit of trouble with, just because I was staying too low because I was jumping too early just to be safe, but I'm still managed to get a hit off on him. And when you catch up to Stallord again, it's going to be the same process. You see, as when you jump side to side, you kind of lose elevation, so I'm pretty low down instead of being high where I should be. So jump and avoid the fireballs. He fires 3 at a time, and see, I missed right there, so I had to go all the way back up because I was too low down. You don't want to be too far down, or you're not going to get a hit on him. And you have to repeat the process. So this time I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with my jumping. I'm not going to jump as much, except for when I absolutely have to. Like that. The thing was right in my face. But this time I'm a little bit higher up, which is what I needed to be last time. And just jump side to side, avoid his 3 fireballs. Last one. And now I'm really low again, but I was just high enough to smack him. Now I just have to go back, slash at his sword and his head. Repeat this process. It will take 3 times for me to do this. This time, same process once again, except there's more spinning traps, and they're on both sides of the wall now, where last time they were just on the right. So it's a little bit more tricky, but not really all that hard either way. As you can see there, I had to jump really quick to avoid the one on the right side and then the one on the left wall. So here he is again. He's going to once again fire his balls. There's actually 4 fireballs. I think I've been saying 3 the entire time, but there's 4. But I'll smack into him and finish him off by smacking the sword in his head. Took 3 times of doing that to defeat him. He flies up and then crashes to the ground, and in Zelda fashion, he disintegrates. So a quick recap: just climb up the wall with a spinner. When he appears, he'll start to fire balls at you. Avoid 4 of them, and then when he's parallel to you, jump into him. This will stun him, knock him to the ground, and you'll just need to slash at the sword that is in his head. The next video will show you guys pretty much the Mirror of Twilight. It'll just be the cutscene. I wanted to cut that out to make an extra session for you guys, give you guys some extra videos. And after I grab this heart piece, I'll exit the room, and that will be the end of this video. So I would appreciate it if you guys would check out my site, legendzelda.net, and for that, thank you.